Hi, it's Amanda the Nail Polish Hound and welcome to this rewind for my nail polish rack for 2022. So in this video we're going to have a look at the nail polishes that I wore from my rack, what I thought of them and whether I've decided to keep them or destash them. So these are the polishes that were in my winter nail polish rack. And the first one that I wore was API Susie and the Arctic Fox. This was the second time that I've worn this polish and I'm still not entirely sure that I like it. It's a lot darker and less dusty looking when you wear it compared to how it looks in the bottle. But I'm probably going to wear it one more time at least before I make a final decision. The next one I wore was Velveteen by Cirque Colours and I absolutely love this polish and I love all the polishes in this finish that I have from Cirque Colours. Just love the shimmer in them and that really fine holographic sparkle. So here's what it looked like on the nails, and this one is definitely going to be a keeper. This was the first time that I wore this nail polish. The next one that I wore was OPI's I Don't Give a Rotterdam, and I'm fairly certain it was the first time that I've worn it. I did buy it a long time ago though, and I destashed a Barry M polish in favour of this one, and it didn't disappoint. I really loved this one. It's a subtle finish to it, but just not a flat grey. Really, really pretty. Definitely going to be keeping this one. The next polish that I wore was Cortinarius by Prism Polish, and I know I love this polish. I have worn it once before. It's a very, very pretty purple colour and I really like the look of this one. Here it is on my nails and I wore it for a day on its own. But the main reason that I included it in my winter nail polish rack is because it is the polish that is meant to go under Snuggly Snood, which was an untried. And I really wanted to try this Unicorn Pea polish. It looks so very pretty in the bottle. Unfortunately, I didn't quite get all of those colour shifts when I wore it. I just got the sort of orange to red colour. I didn't get the teal and the green showing up on my nails, so a little bit disappointed, but it's still a pretty polish and I will be keeping it. The next one that I wore was Femme Fatale's Red Eyed Scavengers, and this was a gift from Nika of Nika's Naughty Nails. Such a pretty polish in the bottle. Absolutely love the colour of this one and the finish. Unfortunately, when I wore it, it was very tricky to work with, and it took 3 or I think it was possibly even 4 coats to get this one to be opaque on the nail, and even then it's a little bit raggedy around the edges because this appears to be almost completely glitter in a clear suspension base, and it doesn't look on nails like it does in the bottle. So I have done a little bit of research and tried it over a few other colours to see if I can get it looking like it does in the bottle, and I have found a colour that goes nicely over, so I'm going to give it one more try as a topper over that to see if I like it, and if I don't then this one might be destashed in the future. The next one that I wore was Rimmel's Hot List, and this is one of the oldest polishes in my nail polish collection, and it was doing that video that prompted me to pick this one out and leave it out so that I could wear it again. I will put a link to that video at the end of this one if you're interested in watching it. And it's got a really pretty shimmer in the bottle, and I thought I remembered that it didn't show up so well on the nails, and it certainly doesn't on the swatch stick. But when I wore it, I did get that shimmer on the nail, so just goes to prove that you have to wear a nail polish before you make a decision on whether to keep it or not. So this one is going to be staying. The next one that I wore was Stormy Sweater Weather by Moonshine Manny, and I wore this one as a twin mani with the lovely loopy frog nails. It is very, very pretty. When it goes on in the first coat it is quite sheer, but thankfully Louise had warned me about that and told me not to panic. It did build up on my nails in 3 coats, but I have got quite long nails at the moment, so I needed 3 coats to cover up the nail line. Very, very pretty polish though. I love this sort of slightly lavender toned grey, and very pretty indeed. So this one is going to be staying too. The next one that I wore was Message in a Bottle by Cuccio, and this is a polish that was sent to me by Louise of Loopy Frog Nails, and again it is a polish with a stunning shimmer in it. Absolutely gorgeous in the bottle. Again though, a very sheer polish, and this one actually took 4 coats to build up to full opacity. I'm not normally one to bother doing 4 coats of nail polish, but this one's just so pretty. I will forgive it, and I'm going to be keeping it. The next one that I wore was from my project polish, and this is Polish Me Royalties Unicornucopia. It is a lovely fine scattered holographic topper, and I put this on top of Cuccio Colour Message in a Bottle, and it looked absolutely beautiful. Definitely love this sort of holographic topper over very pale base colours. And the next one that I wore was OPI's Pirouette My Whistle, and this is one of my favourite toppers of all time. I love this, it's so delicate. I love those sort of semi-opaque white glitters in there, just very pretty on the nail. This picture doesn't do it justice, it looked much nicer in real life, and I was wearing it over another one of my project polishes, which was Nails Inc. Porchester Square. Then I wore Cirque Colours Hatch, and this was an unworn polish for me that I'd picked up in a D-stash. I'd always liked the look of this polish but never managed to pick it up. Actually was a little bit underwhelmed with this one, and I have got another polish that's similar but has a little bit more going on. So it's possible this one might be D-stashed at some time in the future, but I did still enjoy wearing it and it grew on me a little bit, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. The next one I wore was this purple by Nubar, and I used this one as the base for the next mani. I'll explain that in a little bit. So the picture that you're seeing here is only 1 coat, and it is a little bit patchy, but if I was wearing it as a full mani, I would do 2 coats. So I use that manicure as the base for Auralie's Foul Play. I had worn Foul Play on its own in the past, and when you build this one up it goes very, very dark indeed. And I just love how it looks in the bottle, and I want it to look like that on my nails. So I tried it over a number of different base colours, and the Nubar polish seemed to be the best base for it to try and mimic the effect that you get in the bottle here. So this is what it ended up looking like on my nails, better than on its own, but it still doesn't look like it does in the bottle, and I really want it to look like that on my nails and it doesn't, so it disappoints me every time I wear it, and this one is going to be de-stashed. So then I picked up Caboodle, and this is the DIY dangly nail polish that I made using one of their nail polish kits. Absolutely love this nail polish. Actually looks a little bit lighter on the nail than it does in the bottle, but it's so pretty and so twinkly. I love it, and I couldn't stop looking at my nails when I was wearing this nail polish. So this was actually just 1 coat of Caboodle. I got so lucky when I put this one together, and I hope that at some point I might get another nail polish kit and have the fun of making up some more nail polishes in the future. So the last one that I wore was Ada's Nails Katie, and I used it as a base for one of the polishes that I picked out for my whole collection project polish, and that was ILMP's Neon Rosebud. And this one does give the sort of effect that I was hoping to see with Auralie Foul Play. So you really get to see all the different colours in the flakies with this. So I'm going to be keeping Katie, and I'm also going to be keeping ILMP's Rosebud. So there were 5 polishes from my winter nail polish rack that I didn't get around to wearing. The first one is Urbis by Polish Molish, I think this is a very pretty polish. I will get around to wearing it, but with spring and summer coming, this one probably will end up back in my collection for the moment. Then we had the other DIY Anglefoot polish that I made. This one was the red with the gold shimmer. It's called Elegance. And now that we're getting towards spring, this really isn't a colour that I'm going to reach for. So this one will also be going back into my untrieds. I also didn't get around to wearing Moonshine Manny's She's a Diva. It's a lovely purple holographic. I might pick this one out again later in the year, but again for me this is more of an autumn or winter shade, and I'm really starting to crave those nice pale pastels and bright summer polishes, so this one will probably have to wait a little while as well. As will Restored by Polishes I Will Rise. This is so definitely an autumn polish, so unless it gets picked in my whole collection project polish, then this one will probably be waiting until autumn as well. And the last one that I didn't wear was the topper by Missoura called Little Black Grains. I tried it over a couple of things and just wasn't feeling it, but I think I might roll this one over into my spring nail polish rack because I think it's going to look really cute over some pastel colours. So talking of which, that video is going to be coming next weekend, so watch out for that one. So if you want to watch that other video that I mentioned earlier, or you want to check out my whole collection project polish, I've got the links to those two videos here. Thanks for watching.